Later this year, I'll be competing in another computer game conference. This time in Hong Kong, and I'm really excited. I've never been to Hong Kong before. I was just thinking about last summer when I went to Taipei to compete in the computer game conference. On the way home, I had missed my flight and I had to stay overnight in Tokyo. I recorded a video of the internet cafe that I stayed in. It was very nice. But as I was leaving Tokyo and I got to the gate at Tokyo Airport, it hit me like a ton of bricks that one of these days I'm going to leave Tokyo never to come back again. One of these days. It might have even been that trip. Who knows? Unfortunately, the computer game conference hasn't been held there. I really like Japan. The problem is I don't speak the language, and if I don't have an event to go to while I'm there, that's a whole different story. I really like it though. But to give you an idea of how hard a time I had just one night in Tokyo, when I got to the hotel, I wanted to leave to kind of explore. I took pictures of intersections along the way so that I could ask for directions, and then I couldn't speak the language, and I would show people the camera of the intersection that I was on, and people gave me this real puzzled look. And it's just very tricky for me. I need the computer game conference to be there so I could have people to actually communicate with while I'm there. A lot of Japanese people don't speak English. I've been to other places where I can't speak their language too. I speak English and Chinese. I've been to Germany. I've been to Poland. I don't seem to have as bad of a problem with that regard. A lot of people speak English there. A lot of Chinese tourists go there as well. But Tokyo is a big challenge for me. And so it hit me like a ton of bricks that one of these days I'm going to go past airport security to the gate, and then the plane's going to take off, and I'm never going to see Tokyo again. One of these days, that's going to be the final time I ever see Tokyo. Oh, there are a lot of other things that have a final time, and you don't know it until it's over. I've been obviously I'm still single, and there have been dates that I've been on where it was the last date. Obviously, even when I initiate the breakup, it's always tricky for me. 8 years ago, I dated a girl who took advantage of me financially, and I almost went bankrupt. But even to this day, there are still aspects of her that I miss. She taught me that there is a whole life outside of my academics, and at the time I liked to collect coins. I was running a business of buying and selling coins, and working on my PhD at the same time. She taught me there was a life outside of that, and it's a lesson I still enjoy to this day, even though she took advantage of me. Sometimes, well, obviously, I've had family members that have passed away, and I still distinctly remember the last time I interacted with my grandfather. He was very ill at the time. He had been recovering from a stroke, and I'm very active. I like to go out for walks all the time, even when I'm traveling on vacation, especially when I go to Taiwan this summer. I really enjoy hot weather. Right now I'm in Seattle, and we just had a snowstorm, and I'm starting to daydream about the summer, but he just had a stroke, and he ran after me. I told him not to, but he ran after me, and that was the very last time I interacted with him. Okay, sometimes let's see what else has a very last time. Obviously, I talked about how I'm still single. When I go to a favorite grocery store or a favorite restaurant, and I interact with people working there, I never know if they're going to move on in their lives and quit their job there. This happens to me a lot. A lot of my social circle is very transient. I don't really have a permanent social circle. Sometimes, I'm still having a hard time finding the hobby that defines my personal life. I talked about coin collecting. Part of the problem with coin collecting is that people think I have a lot of money. If I'm constantly talking about what coin is coming out next year that I hope to buy, or how many of whatever coins I have, people think I have a lot of money. They don't realize that it's not that much, and it represents almost everything I have. And so I get a lot of people who just think I have money and who only want to be friends with me for that reason. So obviously that's not a good idea. 7 years ago I started writing computer games, and I'm competing in that this summer, so hopefully I better know something about that. Unfortunately, the people that I work with at my job, uh, they work around software a lot. And right now I'm teaching at a university, and a lot of these other instructors I work with, they work with computer science, so they work with software a lot. They don't want to hear about more software, after work. And when I go to the grocery store or the restaurant and I interact with people there, they obviously don't know anything about it. So that's a problem. I can't seem to find a happy medium between those two extremes. Okay, so a couple years ago I started to view outer space. Let's see what we can see up there. It's very cloudy. Let's open the window so we can actually see something. Sometimes during the daytime you can see the moon and sometimes Venus, but today it's very cloudy. Anyway, so I started viewing outer space, and I have a few videos on that on my channel about 2 years ago. Part of the problem with that is that a lot of people get very politically charged about any sort of space exploration. They think it's all a waste of money. They think that the Earth is flat. They think that NASA is this huge scam that takes billions of dollars and makes these movies. If all NASA did was make movies about Saturn and Enceladus and Pluto, that would be fun too. I wouldn't mind them spending that money too, but I don't think that's what they do. So anyways, I have a hard time finding the perfect hobby for connecting with people. Every one of them seems to have a drawback. And every time I do one of these things, I wonder if it's the very last time I'm going to enjoy doing it before I find something else to do. So it makes me realize that there's always a last time for something. Or, for my car, I'm driving a Mitsubishi Lancer right now, but I've had 3 other cars in the past that I've totaled, unfortunately. I had a Mazda Tribute, and one day my friend needed to run an errand and borrowed the car, and half an hour later, I saw the phone ring, and it was her, and I knew, something's got to be terribly wrong, because I knew she didn't have a lot of driving experience. I really should have taken her to run the errand. I was busy with, I was working on a PhD at the time. I was busy with something, and then I lost a Buick during a snowstorm. I was very depressed, and I just needed to go see my girlfriend in Rochester. I was living with my family in Pittsburgh at this time. And then 3 years ago, I totaled a Honda Accord. I was busy writing computer games, and I was very stressed out about a conference I needed to go to. And this one car is now my record holder for the longest I've ever gone without a car accident, and it's already circled the Earth 2 times in terms of distance. And it's gone 2 years. I just celebrated the 2-year anniversary of buying the car. And I've lived in the car for a total of over a year, on and off. Sometimes I do move into a place. And I realized one day I'm going to start up the car, and it's going to be the very last drive, and I'll never know which one it might be. And not necessarily might be that I total the car. It might just be that I decide to sell the car and buy something else, or maybe that maybe the car is finally at the end of its useful life. Or I land a job somewhere where I won't need a car. Or it could be that I decide to immigrate to some other country. I've talked about how I've daydreamed about doing that. And probably won't need a car there. Or something will happen and it will be the very last drive. But I probably won't know when the last drive is. So I gotta treat everyone like it could be. Thanks for watching.